And I'm now joined by current St. Francis men's basketball player, Cam Gregory. Cam, great to get you on the show today, my friend. How's the summer been and how's workouts been going so far?
Thanks for having me, man. Summer's been good. Summer's been going pretty well for us. Got a whole bunch of new guys in, and we've been just gelling and having fun. It's been definitely very busy, just trying to stay in shape, make sure everything's sharp.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's great that you guys have been, obviously getting back in the gym. And the summertime, I think, is such an important time, especially for basketball teams. People don't realize this is the time where, like you said, guys get gelled together. You figure out what guys like, what kind of passes they might like or whatever it might be, especially in pickup. But want to ask from you, just with you being one of the returning guys from last year, how has it been getting this new group acclimated to what you guys do at St. Francis and kind of taking some of these guys under your wing with, you just having just 1 year under your belt?
It's been really easy. A lot of the guys on the team that have just made it here have been on the same page pretty much from day one. We're just trying to establish an identity right now. Everybody really wants to just work hard, get better, and just be on the same page. And that's what we've been focused on. And that's what we've been doing.
Well, again, I think it's great that you guys are using this time valuably, right? And again, you probably will have. I mean, what's the rest of the summer look like for you guys, and kind of heading into the fall time? I guess you get a little bit of time off, and then you get right back to campus.
Yeah, we get about 2 weeks at home, I believe. But up until that point, it's just steady work all
Yeah.
day, 24/7.
Well, that's important, man. Yeah, that's great. And I mean, hey, listen, with that being said, that means the season's right around the corner. With I think you and I can both agree we're very excited about that. But Cam, I want to get into your career a little bit and kind of just walk our way to how you got to where you're at today. You had a very successful high school career and then eventually wind up in Loretto. So what drew you to St. Francis? What drew you to the Red Flash?
Um, so during my recruitment, it was a very hard time. It was the COVID year, so there was a lot of uncertainty about, roster spots and things on different teams or whatever. And St. Francis was kind of the only school that really showed a lot of interest in me. There was interest from other schools, but I felt like St. Francis expressed their interest first and truly the most. So I just chose to stick it out with them because I knew that they would make me a better person. I knew that they would make me a better player, and I knew they would have my back through whatever.
Well, what was so unique about, I'm sure there was, I mean, obviously during that time of COVID, there was so many things unique, but where do you think the most unique thing was about that when you were getting recruited? I mean, was it being told that there might not be roster spots because guys are, again, using that extra year, or was it using a lot of film, probably more film than you've had to use in the past?
I would say what really meant most to me was that the fact that they really believed in my ability and they saw it from day one. So that was just one of the real driving factors for me, where the coaches really saw my ability. They came to a lot of my games. They saw me play, and they were one of the only schools to ever really do that and put in the effort and the time to come and see me play. And they saw my ability, believed in me, and just bet on me. And I really appreciate them for that.
Well, again, I think it's great that, obviously that time and attention was invested into you and it's obviously paid off. And we'll get into your season you had last year, a really great season your freshman year and a great, kind of spot for you to continue to have a great career. But I know you have a little familial connection to St. Francis. Your uncle Irvin actually played at St. Francis and he actually played for your coach right now, Rob Krimmel. How much of an influence did he have on this decision making process for you to go to St. Francis? And I mean, what were some pieces of advice he shared with you about the Red Flash?
He definitely had influence on my decision. He mainly wanted me to just make my own decision, really, and find the best fit for me. Of course, he was a little biased though, playing for Coach Krimmel and things like that. But he just wanted to make sure that I had a good fit. He also coached me in AAU, so he was very influential in my college decision in that aspect as well. But I mean, yeah, he was just telling me just to go where you're wanted, and St. Francis was where I was wanted, and I went through with that decision.
Well, like I said before, I mean, you had a great freshman campaign last year, 19 starts as a freshman, which, again, really not many freshmen get to say that they did that. What was the biggest adjustment that you think, though, that you had to kind of get accustomed to being in the regular rotation at the college level with it being your first year?
Being a starter in my first year was definitely a blessing. I just think I tried to find little ways to earn my spot on the court. We definitely had a lot of guys that were very talented last year, and we had guys that could, do all the things that all Division I players could do. But you got to find that separator. And where I thought that was on the defensive side of the basketball last year. And I really used that in practice and in the game, tried to take that to another level for me, which was a struggle for me in high school. But I tried to take that to another level. It's just a different mentality that I had because everybody could score on our team last year. And I felt like a way that I could help was on the defensive end.
Well, you mentioned the aspect of scoring, and you had a quite a scoring performance against Ohio State last year, had a career high 15 points. And I'm sure that probably gave you a lot of confidence afterwards, knowing that, hey, I can do that against a Power Five school, a Big Ten school at that. What did that performance teach you about yourself and just what you're capable of accomplishing at this level?
That game definitely just taught me to believe in myself and trust my work. Leading up to that game, there was a lot of ups and downs for sure. But I just kept my head down, kept working, spending countless hours in the gym, and it happened to pay off that game and thereafter. That's just been the formula for me since I was young. I've always had to go the extra mile to just, be able to stand out. And I feel like that formula has been working for me, so I'll continue to do that.
Well, I know that heading into this season, like we've mentioned, a lot of, new players and a lot of open spots as well with so many guys leaving. So with that, that means an increase in your role, an increase in your responsibilities offensively and defensively. How and more importantly, where do you see your role really increasing the most heading into this year?
Really just leadership. A lot of the guys that are coming here are just looking for somebody to, talk to. And I know that was one thing that I was looking forward to last season when I was a freshman. So I just wanted to be that outlet for the guys that are, going through their first season. A lot of these guys don't really know like what it takes to be a Division I basketball player or like what Division I basketball players go through on a daily basis. And I feel like that'll just be an important piece for these guys going forward through their freshman season.
Now, with you being one of the returning guys and one of the more experienced guys, have you had to kind of maybe pull one of the new guys aside to kind of tell them, hey, this is kind of how we do things around here? And if so, is that almost? I know you said it was easy, but is it a kind of an odd feeling with you being a sophomore, right? I mean, you're not a senior, you're not a junior, or even a fifth year, so you don't have as much maybe experience playing or just being on a roster as much, but still you are on one of the more experienced guys. So has that kind of happened where you've got to pull someone aside and say, listen, this is what we do here at St. Francis?
I don't think I've ever had to do that. A lot of the guys that are coming in have come in with a good mindset, a great mindset, in my opinion. All I want these guys to do is work hard, man. That's it. And they've done exactly that. They've done it day in and day out. And I just hope and pray they continue to, flourish throughout their freshman season.
Well, what do you think, and maybe even some conversations that you and your teammates have had, what do you think that and I guess maybe in terms of just this upcoming season, what are these expectations and what are the expectations that you guys have for yourselves? And what do you think that this team is capable of accomplishing?
The expectation here at St. Francis has always been to win the championship, and we definitely have our sights set on the championship. Um, people have counted us out time and time again, but we're never focused on that. It's always just been championship mindset here. And I think that we all know what it takes. And we'll definitely do everything that we can to get to that point in the season.
Now, I know that we are, as of right now, fairly far off from conference play, but is there anybody in the conference that you're especially excited to play against this year?
Um, I wouldn't say I'm really excited. I'm excited to play everybody, really. We have we have new teams this year. So it'll definitely be interesting. It's a different dynamic, I believe, this year because there's been a lot of movement in our conference. But yeah, we're excited to see everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the movement in the conference. You've got new teams coming in, Stonehill. You've got Lemoyne coming in too. So a lot of exciting things around the NEC. But there was also something exciting about last year that I just remembered. You guys got to go to Hawaii and Miami, so you got to go to not one warm place but two. What was that like? And especially with you being a freshman, I mean, did you kind of walk away from your first year thinking, "I hope this happens every single year"?
Man, yeah, we definitely had a blast last year. It was definitely a fun experience, especially for my first year. Definitely something new for me. Um, but I was just taking it all in, man. It was just a great experience, and I was happy to be sharing it with amazing guys, amazing coaching staff, and I'm excited to do it all over again this year.
Yeah, very exciting. And like you said, this year is what, couple months away. So getting geared up for the college basketball season, my friend, is going to be very exciting. But Cam, it's been great to get you on today. Before we let you go, just want to hear from you one final question. And it's kind of a realization, maybe an aha moment, if you will, as to when you realized that you could play basketball at the Division I level. So when did that kind of set in and you said, this is not, an if, it's more so just a win?
That's a great question. Um, I would say my first career start, just the whole way that happened and the work that went into that. That was my aha moment where it was like, okay, I'm here and I've gained this opportunity to, be able to start a game and have an impact on the team. And yeah, I would say that was the moment where it was like, I'm here, I can do this. And then it just carried on from there.
Well, you definitely took that opportunity and ran with it, my friend. Had a great year last year, going to have a great year this year. Really excited to see you back out on the court, my friend. Good luck the rest of the summer. Have a great summer, great preseason, and we'll see you come November.
Thank you. I appreciate you.